have joined Arjun 1.0, which is basically the initiative by the Josh Squad. And what is Josh Squad? It's a mission to make an all-India platform operated by ex-NDAs for mentoring students in field of SSB to ensure free and quality resources to all the passionate defense aspirants and ensure we give our nation quality officers. So the backdrop of it is a group of ex-NDA board out cadets who were medically fit initially, who have joined the NDA, and unfortunately, due to whatever reasons, they were boarded out because on the medical grounds because of the injuries or severity of the injuries. So board out cadets joined their hands together to break the chain of high fees charging in the field of defense education, along with board of officers of the armed forces, which includes Gaurav sir and myself, and one more officer would be joining soon. The objectives are free resources for all, right to free education, inculcate and enrich the officer-like qualities in an individual, which are very much necessary for the SSB, and provide a respected recognition to medically injured cadets from the various commissioning academies. It's not only the ex-NDAs, but people who get boarded out, medically boarded out from IMA as well as Officers Training Academy, as well as AFA, as well as NEVAC. So that gives us the backdrop of why and how the Josh Squad was started. We'll also describe overall program structure. So Arjun 1.0, it aims at building up and bringing positive changes in the individual's personality, making him a perfect fit for reading here as an officer in the armed forces and join his dream academy. Whichever academy he has dreamt of joining, that is National Defense Academy Karakwasla, Officer Training Academy Chennai, Indian Military Academy Dehradun, AFA, Air Force Academy in Secunderabad, and also Naval Academy in Aimala. So these are the commissioning academies, and NDA being the undergraduate academy. So the modules would be screening test, PIQ feeling, psych tests, GTOs, personal interview, general awareness, and current affairs. And the duration would be 21 days of SSB capsule, which you are undergoing right now. Okay, so these are the benefits, as you all know, and we have discussed earlier. And for our viewers on the internet, on YouTube channel, we would be repeating them. That's benefits of joining Arjun 1.0 would be skill enhancement, personality development, OLQs enhancement, career advancement, critical thinking, confidence boost up, recommendation by the board, which is our ultimate aim at the end of the day. Okay, so the SSB, Services Selection Board, has included this word association test as a part of the psychological test. It is in the series the day before yesterday we saw what is thematic apperception test, and after that the next test which is taken by the board would be word association test. Broadly, I would be explaining it eventually, but the detailed overview would be this one: purpose of the WAT. What is the purpose of the WAT? I'll deliberately explain these points to you, which is very, very important as to why or why the other day I explained about the tag. Why VAT is important. VAT is something which may surprise you, if surprise anyone. Whatever thought process which you have originally inside your brain, whatever your subconscious mind is thinking at any point of time, if you start giving that, you'll be able to know what kind of thought process. If you generally also without this exercise or without giving any SSB, if you randomly start, thinking about certain words and forming sentences, you'll come to know what kind of thought process you're into, whether it's negative, whether it's positive, whether it's neutral, or wherever it is, whether you're highly excited. So definitely this thing, word association test, is not only a part of the SSBs, it can generally form a part of your therapy as well, or as to know what kind of mood you're into, you should just randomly select a word and write a sentence about it. And that is what your mindset would be at that point of time. However, in armed forces, it is very much needed that your thought process should be positive. It should be, always affirmative. It should be at a, you cannot afford to be negative. You cannot afford to be depressive at any point of time, as far as your mindset is concerned, as far as your subconscious mind is concerned. Because in armed forces, whichever situation you're into, you may get into that situation may escalate into critical situation in fraction of seconds. At that point of time, it is very much required for an individual, may it be a women candidate, may it be a gentleman candidate. It is going to be very, very important to be in that moment and having that presence of mind, and at the same time having a positive. If some, for example, if some bomb blast takes place nearby your place, or if some accident takes place nearby you, what is going to be your immediate reaction to it? Whether you are running towards it for helping, or whether you are running away from it for avoiding it, or whether you are just surpassing it if you are going the same way, or whether you are going there only to look what has happened and not help per se. So these are all kind of reactions which you will be giving in. And word association test is something which you have to give spontaneously on the spot. There is no thought process involved in it. Rather, there is definitely thought process involved in it, but at the same time, you do not get time to think much. It's, at the spur of the moment, you have to write it. Second, that is what your attitude should be. The candidate's general approach towards life and situations. Personality traits such as optimism, positivity, social adaptability, and emotional stability. If some emotional thing, or if somebody of your own is going through some pain or facing, God forbid, but if they are facing some health problem, and if an individual is getting a cardiac arrest, or getting a paralysis attack or anything of that sort, somebody who is near and dear one to you, what is going to be your response, immediate response? Do you have that presence of mind wherein you'll be going and taking that person or giving him a CPR, if you are if you have done your primary first aid training, or are you taking that person to the hospital, or you're calling the ambulance immediately, or what exactly are you going to do at that point of time, is something which will define your personality traits. It's not something which anybody can teach you. You can develop them over a period of time, but you yourself have to do it. What are your exact tendencies? What are your normal human tendencies are going to come out under pressure in such kind of critical situations? And that is what SSB wants to check inside you. Thought process, the ability to think quickly and coherently under pressure. That is exactly what I explained right now. Now, response to stimuli. How candidates react to certain words which can indicate their inner feelings and subconscious associations. For example, if I speak about the childhood, or a child, or something related to your childhood, or something related to some incidents, and some word pops up, and if at all you get triggered by that particular word, if at all it reminds you of some kind of trauma which you have had earlier, or it reminds you of some travesty which you have faced because of that particular word, and if that kind of thing comes out openly in word association test, that is a big no as far as VAT is concerned, because that will give away. That doesn't mean that you should hide those things, but at the same time, I would say you should work over this. You should not get triggered easily by certain, just by looking at a word. You should have that emotional balance inside you, which will actually act in such times where you require it the most. Balance hona, emotional balance hona is a must as far as any situation. Even in our normal civil life also, emotional balance hona bahut zyada zaruri hai. We should not be getting triggered by every now and then or any other word. यार ये बोल दिया तो ये ट्रिगर हो जाएगा, ये गुस्सा हो जाएगा, और ये ऐसा हो जाएगा. You should not be that kind of person. You should be an individual who is emotionally balanced, who should respond unbiasedly, who should respond equally with similar amount of reaction for any word or any sentence or any incident or any situation. You should be reacting in a certain way which is likely for an officer, which is very likely for a good individual. So that is what response to stimuli is. Now, structure of the VAT. So the VAT consists of 60 words shown one after another on a screen. Each word is displayed for 15 seconds, during which the candidate must write a sentence. So all you have is 15 seconds. It is not long enough, and it is not short enough as well for anyone to think and write a word. I do not think so that much amount of time is less, and I wouldn't say that much amount of time is also more. So it is optimum amount of time which is given to each and every candidate so that they can immediately, the moment you see that word, you should start writing that word is what I would suggest. Now, next one. Right. That means words are presented in a very rapid sequence, like 15 seconds, damn, done. No, there is no break in between. There is no blank slide. There is nothing in between. One one word is shown immediately within two to 3 seconds. The word will disappear. You have to write the sentence immediately within 15 seconds. On the 15th second, end of 15 second, the next slide will be shown to you. It is very tight thing. Variety of words. Words range from neutral to potentially emotionally charged, covering various aspects of life, emotions, and abstract concepts. That means there will be words coming like murder, accident, blood. There will be, there will be words which are very positive in nature, like success, and negative, like defeat. And there will be ample amount of words which you would be, going through during the entire back. However, no, there is not going to be like there are only going to be negative words. There are only going to be positive words. It never happens like that. It will be a balance of all kind of words in order to check how balanced your personality is and what kind of sentences you are writing and how balanced you are writing, how emotionally, when you get emotionally charged or whether you are emotionally neutral, emotionally optimally neutral, what kind of thought process you are going through, everything, anything and everything is checked with the help of WAT. And you must know that your every sentence, every word of that particular sentence matters a lot. You can write a very positive sentence, but at the end of it, what kind of words which you are using, they also matter a lot. That is the reason I was telling you the other day, you should read a lot of books, you should see a lot of movies, because at the end of the day, the words are going to come in English. So you will ultimately have to answer in English. You cannot include these kind of words in any other language. The words are going to be in English. So you have to practice. The more you practice, the better it is. And for that reason, you should read lots and lots of magazines. You should read a lot of books. You should read newspaper every day. That is the best thing that you can do. If you can read a newspaper every day, especially the editorial page, wherein you get to know what is happening in the world in depth. At the same time, you will be, it is a very good opportunity for you to extract a good amount of vocabulary, good amount of sentence constructions, good amount of phrases, good amount of, uh, uh, adverbs, adjectives, everything is there in an editorial page. So I would genuinely tell you people, if you really want to do very well in these tests like TAT, VAT, SRTs, you must read lots and lots of newspaper, good articles in newspaper, not the ones जहाँ पे कुछ घोटाला हो गया है, कुछ स्कैम हो गया है, और कोई फिल्म स्टार का कुछ न्यूज है, जो one film star has eloped with some other film star. Not those kind of news. Of course, if you are really interested in it, definitely you can go ahead and read those news as well. But generally, the editorials which are there in Times of India, Indian Express, The Hindu, they are very delicate and very nicely written editorials. If you people would ever get your hands on these newspapers, I would definitely, even the magazines like Outlook, India Today, and Competition Success Review, these are really very good quality magazines. You must have, you must at least read them once a week, so that these kind of things are imbibed naturally into you. Do not have to work extra और तुमको बैठ के अरे यार ये वर्ड आया, अभी इसके सेंटेंस क्या लिखूं मैं, चलो प्रैक्टिस कर लेता हूँ. You will have to mug up all these words. If you are confident enough, if you have read enough of all the magazines, newspapers, and everything, definitely you are going to be at a, you will have, your life will definitely change, because the kind of language which you will be using, the kind of vocabulary which you'll have, the kind of words which you'll be using on a daily basis, and the kind of confidence which you'll be getting, it will be immense. So that's the reason you must read a lot of this material. It may be your novels, it may be novels of your interest, it may be novels which non-fictional, fictional, anything, but you must read a lot. That is something which I definitely recommend for each and everyone. That is something you must do. So yes, moving ahead, now the key strategies for WAT. Positive mindset is something which you require, which is definitely something which anybody would require as far as WAT is concerned. Practice and preparation is something you must do as far as WAT is concerned, but you may never know what kind of word are going to pop up. But yes, there is a way through it. There only as far as WAT is concerned, you can definitely practice certain negative words, the examples of which I have already given. So those words can be practiced, and those can be written in the SSB. It's a loophole which everybody knows of, and it's a loophole which everybody takes advantage of. So yes, that can be done. Clarity and brevity. Now, despite that, there will be words. There are going to be 60 words, and you cannot mug up each and every word. So there has to be clarity. Like you cannot write if a tree is written. So trees have leaves and they are green. You cannot write a sentence like this. There has to be a sentence which makes sense. There has to be some clarity in it, or there has to be some magnitude to that thing, which is called, which over here is referred as brevity. So you have to have clarity, brevity, both the things. और जब आप फौज में आ जाओगे, आपको ब्रेविटी नाम का, ब्रेविटी इस शब्द का काफी बार इस्तेमाल आप देखोगे, और आपको पता भी चलेगा हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट ब्रेविटी इज. मोर देन क्लैरिटी, ब्रेविटी इज व्हाई ब्रेविटी इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. जो आप किसी भी आर्मी में जाने के बाद किसी भी आर्म में जाओ, आप एओसी में जाओ, एएससी में जाओ, इन्फेंट्री में जाओ, कहीं भी जाओ, you people will definitely understand the importance of brevity then, and that's the reason such kind of things are important right at the beginning of your selection process. Anyways, next is avoiding negativity. Of course, you should not be negative in your approach doing anything, because that is something which, देखो यार सीधा सा हिसाब है फौज में ना, आप you're dealing, whether it's a women candidate, whether it's a gentleman candidate, you are directly dealing with men. You're directly dealing with the most important human resource of this country. You're dealing with, your one command is going to decide their entire future in the very immediate vicinity of time. Everything depends upon you. Each and every decision which you're going to take after getting commissioned is something which will make a yes or no for that individual's life. So you people should be of that caliber. Your mindset should be of that caliber. You should be that sensitive, at the same time emotionally balanced. And that's the reason such kind of tests are included in SSB. Because वहां पे जाने के बाद, on field जाने के बाद, once you have passed out, once your training is over, once you are there on field, these things you will remember, यार SSB में ये चीज क्यों टेस्ट की गई थी मेरी. You will realize it at that point of time, and that's the reason it is very important for you to have these things inherent inside you: the positive mindset, avoiding negativity, spontaneity, and originality. Because you, in for, if you are making a plan, if you're simple, see, if you're part of army service corps, and if you're making a plan for the distribution of ration to the various units, or if various units should be coming to you, that has to be an original plan. Even though there are SOPs in place, there are so many things in place, but in a situation, in a battle situation, in a warlike situation, there you have to have this imaginative caliber. You have to have this caliber जहाँ पे आपकी spontaneity, your spontaneous thought process, and your original thought process is something which is going to make you, or going to be helpful in survival of so many people who are dependent upon you. So that is something which is very important. And of course, self-reflection. The word reflects, the whatever you're writing is reflective of what you are. If you're writing a particular word, if you're writing a sentence on that particular word, it is reflective of what you think as a human being. What is your thought process about that word, or as a, as an individual, what is your thought process? So that is something which is very, very important. So common pitfalls as overthinking is concerned, sometimes we get stuck. I will only speak in context of WAT. I will not speak in context of an individual thought process. I will only speak in context with WAT. Overthinking, sometimes candidates get stuck on a particular word कि यार इसके बारे में मेरे को ये वर्ड तो बहुत पसंद है, ये तो मैंने प्रैक्टिस किया था, और ये तो इसके बारे में तो मैं लिख के रहूंगा, एकदम एकदम बहुत कुछ लिखूंगा मैं, एकदम मीन्स 2-3 सेंटेंसेस लिख देंगे. But that is overthinking. You should not, you're not supposed, that is overdoing, in fact. So you're not supposed to do that. Secondly, negative responses. Negative responses is something which I have amply explained in the previous slide as well. Uh, your response should be positive. You should not be giving a negative response as to, if road accident takes place, please avoid that place to go. That kind of sentence. You should not, do such kind of things. एलिजिबिलिटी उसके लिए मैंने आपको लास्ट टाइम में एक ट्रिक बताई थी. इन योर टैट ऑल्सो, इन योर वैट ऑल्सो, यू शुड अप्लाई दिस थिंग. अगर आपका हैंड राइटिंग बहुत ही पुअर है और बिल्कुल ना समझ में आने वाला है, तो प्लीज कृपया करके डबल स्पेसिंग रख के अपने वर्ड्स में जितना खुला खुला लिखोगे उतना कुछ भी लिखा हो, चाहे कुछ ना कुछ तो मेकआउट हो जाएगा. ऐसे सिर्फ कुछ ना कुछ तो देख लेगा भाई, हाँ उसने कुछ तो लिखा हुआ है. आई हैव सीन देयर आर सो मेनी ऑफिसर्स along with me who have got very, I myself have got very poor handwriting, but the only trick is keep space and थोड़ा स्पेस रख के अपना लिखो, हर एक वर्ड इंडिविजुअली अलग अलग, तो आसानी से समझ में भी आ जाता है और आपको खुद की भी क्लैरिटी रहती है उस बात में. यू शुड प्रैक्टिस योर राइटिंग दैट वे. रेपिटेटिवनेस, बिकॉज समटाइम्स पीपल, अगर गुड आ गया और ब्रेव आ गया या फिर ऐसे क्लेवर आ गया, तो ये सब चीजों में हम एक ही टाइप के सेंटेंसेस लिख देते हैं. दैट रिपीटेटिवनेस शुड बी अवॉइडेड. We should not keep on repeating the same content again and again. There has to be some variety to it. There has to be something, masala added to that thing, जिसके लिए जितना आप ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस कर सको. और अलग अलग वर्ड्स की, पॉजिटिव वर्ड्स के भी रिपीटेशन होना. पॉजिटिव वर्ड्स का जनरली रिपीटेशन बहुत ज्यादा होता है, या तो फिर न्यूट्रलिटी हो जाती है. न्यूट्रल वर्ड्स, न्यूट्रल सेंटेंसेस लिखने लग जाते हो आप लोग जब कभी कुछ सूझता नहीं है, तो विच इज ऑल्सो फाइन टू एन एक्सटेंट, फॉर एक्सेप्शन ऑफ वन और टू वर्ड्स. हर एक चीज में आप पॉजिटिव 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 नहीं लिख सकते कभी कभी. देन एटलीस्ट यू शुड राइट समथिंग न्यूट्रल एटलीस्ट अबाउट इट, नॉट द नेगेटिव. एज स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट, भाई 15 सेकंड में वर्ड हो रहा है, दूसरा आप वो वही लिखते जा रहे हो और सामने दूसरा वर्ड आ गया, उसको छोड़ दे रहे हो, तीसरा वर्ड भी छोड़ दे रहे हो, चौथा वर्ड देखने के बाद बोलते हो कि यार ये तो मेरे से नहीं हो रहा है, मैं पहले वर्ड पे वापस जाता हूँ. दिस इज कंप्लीटली स्ट्रेस. यू शुड नॉट एक्ट. अगर एक आध आपका वर्ड छूट गया है, लेट इट गो. नेक्स्ट वर्ड पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करो, उसके बाद में आने वाले वर्ड पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करो. अपने आप को काम रखना है. टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ, कीप योरसेल्फ काम एंड टेल दैट यू आर गोइंग टू रॉक दिस वैट एंड यू आर गोइंग टू राइट इट अकॉर्डिंगली. ये सब चीजें तब बहुत ही आसानी से, बहुत ही स्मूथली आपके इनहेरेंटली आएगी जब आपके पास उतना टाइम होगा और उतना काम आप अंदर होगे. जितना काम होंगे, जितना ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस करोगे, जितना ज्यादा आप प्रिपेयर करोगे, उतना उस वक्त आप कम स्ट्रेस में होंगे, उतना ज्यादा आपको कॉन्फिडेंस लगेगा और यू विल बी at your best at that point of time. So you should think from that perspective. Okay, sample responses. Word is success, word is failure. One is a positive word, one is a negative word. Now positive word को positively कैसे लिखा जा सकता है? Success is achieved through hard work and determination, wherein you are actually doing something. The difference between the positive and the neutral word here is, यहाँ पे सक्सेस रिक्वायर्स, हाँ भाई, सक्सेस के लिए प्लानिंग और एग्जीक्यूशन होना जरूरी है. जरूरी है. रिक्वायर्स, वो उसके लिए वो प्राइम रिक्विजिट, ऐसे वो बंदा बोल रहा है या बंदी बोल रही है. पॉजिटिव में क्या हो रहा है? सक्सेस इज अचीव्ड थ्रू हार्ड वर्क एंड डिटर्मिनेशन. वो अचीव करने की बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, अचीव. दैट अचीव वर्ड affirms the fact that yes, that person is going to do hard work and with determination he is going to achieve that success. The achieve through, ये जो है ना, ये छोटी छोटी बारीकियां होती है किसी भी सेंटेंस की, जो हमें ध्यान में रखना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी होता है. और ये कब आती है? जब आप बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ोगे, बहुत ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस करोगे, उसके बाद में ये नॉर्मली आपको अचीव हो जाएगा. इट इज नॉट अ रॉकेट साइंस. इट इज नॉट समथिंग विच इज जिसके लिए आपको बहुत कोई बड़ा पहाड़ खोदना पड़ेगा. कुछ नहीं है. यू जस्ट हैव टू प्रैक्टिस दिस थिंग्स एज मच एज पॉसिबल. पॉजिटिव सक्सेस इज अचीव्ड थ्रू हार्ड वर्क एंड डिटर्मिनेशन. न्यूट्रल सक्सेस रिक्वायर्स प्लानिंग एंड एग्जीक्यूशन. अब नेगेटिव जो सर पे कफन पहन के ही जा रहा है, वो बोलेगा सक्सेस इज डिफिकल्ट टू अचीव. बाबा, हमसे तो नहीं होने वाला, वो बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है अचीव करने के लिए. ऑब्वियसली इट इज अ वेरी नेगेटिव थिंग टू से. एंड ऑब्वियसली, एंड आई हैव सीन, आई हैव met people who have written these kind of sentences, और उसका नतीजा उनको खुद को पता है कि क्या होता है, और आपको भी पता होगा. तो let us just avoid this kind of sentences and focus on the very first part of it. अगर नहीं हो पा रहा है तो न्यूट्रल भी आप लिख सकते हो, बट इक्का दुक्का एक्सेप्शन हो सकते हैं उस चीज के लिए. लेकिन जनरली it has to be positive, it has to be proactive, because आप आप उस सेंटेंस में आपको प्रोएक्टिवनेस आपकी दिखानी है। आपके ये जो भी जितना भी आपका एसएसबी में जो भी आप एक्टिविटी कर रही हो, उसमें आपका प्रोएक्टिवनेस दिखाना है, एक्सुबरेंस नहीं दिखाना है, प्रोएक्टिवनेस। देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन बीइंग प्रोएक्टिव एंड बीइंग एक्सुबरेंट। एक्सुबरेंट इज बिना सोचे समझे बस उड़ा देना सामने वाली चीज को। प्रोएक्टिवनेस इज समथिंग जहां पे आप एक्टिवली इनिशिएटिव लेके कुछ चीज कर रहे हो, सोच समझ के, जोश के साथ, होश भी है आपका बरकरार। तो वो चीजें वैसा आपको बनना है। यू शुड नॉट बी एक्सुबरेंट, ओवर इंथुजियास्टिक भी नहीं बनना है कि भाई हाँ ये वर्ड दे दिया मैं सक्सेस, आई विल अचीव सक्सेस, ये लिख के आ गए भाई, ये भी ये कुछ ज्यादा ही ये होता है। ठीक है, तो यू शुड बी सेंसिबल इनफ टू राइट व्हाट इज देयर। ठीक है। नेक्स्ट इज वर्ड फेलियर. So positive is failure is a stepping stone to success. Neutral would be failure teaches valuable lessons. And negative is failure is inevitable. तो अभी ये पॉजिटिव वाला जो है उसमें फेलियर इज अ स्टेपिंग स्टोन टू सक्सेस. इट्स अ वेरी कॉमन फ्रेज, इट्स अ वेरी फेमस फ्रेज, and it is actually a fact as well. Until unless you do not fail, you won't be able to understand how to succeed. Not necessarily you should fail. Some people succeed also in the very first go as well, but you must understand that failure is required in order to be successful in your life. That gives you, इस sentence का basic meaning है, it gives you the depth of the importance of how important it is to be successful. Failure teaches you that. And neutral is failure. Failure teaches valuable lessons. अब valuable lesson क्या सिखा रहा है, कैसे सिखा रहा है, ये यहाँ पे नहीं लिखा हुआ. अगेन इट्स अ थर्ड पार्टी थिंग. बाबा फेलियर टीचर्स वैल्यूएबल, तुम फेल हो गए ना, तुमको वैल्यूएबल लेसन सीखने को मिलेगा. बट पॉजिटिव फेलियर इज अ स्टेपिंग स्टोन टू यू, एक्चुअली यू हैव फेल्ड एंड इट्स अ स्टेपिंग स्टोन टू सक्सेस. ओके, इट शोज द प्रोएक्टिवनेस इन इट. ठीक है. वंस इफ समबडी इज फेल्ड, इट इज अ स्टेपिंग स्टोन टू सक्सेस. न्यूट्रल में भाई बंदा बोल रहा है कि हाँ तुम थर्ड पार्टी हो, न्यूट्रल आप देखो अगर फेलियर हो जाओगे, आप फेल हो जाओगे तो आपका वैल्यूएबल लेसन आपको मिल सकता है लाइफ में. और निगेटिव तो भाई बोल रहा है फेलियर इज इनएविटेबल, मैंने कहा सभी फेल ही होंगे, हमेशा ही फेल होंगे. तो विच इज ऑल्सो समथिंग यू शुड कंप्लीटली, इट्स अ बिग नो नो, यू शुड ऑलवेज अवॉइड सच काइंड ऑफ sentence writing in VAT. Okay. Instruction to the candidates. The video will consist of 30 words, each on a different slide. Each slide will be displayed for 15 seconds. You are required to frame a sentence on each word in the given duration of time. You can pen down your answers and forward to us in our Telegram group. Okay. So now the next slide is going to be of the words. Let the battle begin. So I'm going to give you a word and it is going to be there for 15 seconds. I will change the slide automatically. All right. Everybody ready with their pen and paper? I will take it as a yes, and we will start now. You will keep on looking at the laptop because I won't be telling you next word, next word. Few more left. All right. Everyone, pens down. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And we had a wonderful session. We will be meeting soon. And as per their instructions, please submit your forms. And this which you have given right now on respective Telegram channel or the instructions given to you by Udit. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.